I'm Arnie,
I'm Andy.
and today we're going to be talking about some movie news. Specifically, Tessa Thompson gave a recent interview where she blatantly mentioned, in a very laissez way, that yes, Michael B. Jordan will be, in fact, directing the third Creed movie. Now, it should be stated that there has not been any official word from the studio that this is going to happen. But we've talked about this before, that other people involved with the project, namely Ryan Coogler and Tessa Thompson, have stated, and a producer for Creed, have all stated that Michael B is the next natural choice to direct the next movie. Now, Drew, I want to ask you, um, what are your thoughts on this? You think he's got the chops? I've looked into Michael B. Jordan's producing credits as well as his acting credits. He has been in the industry for a long time and has been actively making his own projects.
Uh,
So what do you think?
you know what?
Knock it out of the park, or
I don't know, man. Like it. It seemed, I had that joke earlier where I was like, I guess anybody who's been through a Fantastic Four movie should get a shot at directing something because he suffered through that. But no, on the real, like he's chosen his movies very carefully, and I didn't even notice it until you mentioned it. His producing credits are stacked with good choices as well. Things that I remember just from like as a kid is like I love The Wire. He plays an awesome character in The Wire. That movie I was telling you about, Hardball. He's been
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, no, it was actually
I'm sorry, you're Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah. I went blank there for a second, but he's been doing that since he was 12, and then to make staples like just up until like 2016, he had Fantastic Four. He was making movies like he was making rom-coms like The Awkward Moment. He made Creed, and then he was just making so many movies. And then you got Black Panther, Fahrenheit 451. He did Creed 2. I mean, he's been doing stuff, and he's been picking and choosing, I feel like, the right projects. Even his rom-com, I'll say, That Awkward Moment was really good. And like Fruitvale Station, he's chosen to work with. He really likes Ryan Coogler, and he's chosen to like continue with those projects with him. I think he's been, molded to take on a role like this. Like, I don't know, like, will it be? I don't think they're not going to set him up to fail. So I think, when I read it, the producer, I think his name's Ern Winkler, he said, quote, "I promised Michael B. Jordan that he'd get his chance to direct Creed 3. I don't think you say that without actually and then he later on says, "I offered him the opportunity to not only star, but also to direct Creed 3. And it sounds like, there was some hesitation there, but like, I don't think you necessarily give somebody that opportunity if you don't believe in them. Especially from a producer standpoint, that they don't want their movies to fail. And it's just kind of fitting that this is going to happen to a Rocky movie, where Rocky didn't direct the first one, but he directed a lot of the sequels that ended up coming out of the series, including writing and directing some of the more recent ones.
He wrote the movie. He wrote the original Rocky. Sylvester Stallone wrote the Rocky screenplay. Oh, wow. And had a fight with a couple of studios who wanted the project because nobody wanted him to star in it because He was literally an unknown. But he got the chance to actually star in it. I don't think he wrote a couple of the subsequent sequels, but I know that he directed the very last Rocky Balboa for sure.
I know that one for sure because he was very disappointed on how it turned out. He was very disappointed on how Rambo ended and Rocky ended, and so much that he took helm of those projects to kind of give them a more fitting end.
For sure, yeah. Sylvester Stallone, very, very like maniacal precision guy who works hard. Fucking wrote the first movie he ever starred in. Incredible. And I guess it is a fitting, legacy for the Rocky series to have both a star and a person of the star to be the person who shepherds in the movies to existence. I think Creed was actually Ryan Coogler's idea, and he always had Michael B. Jordan as the bit. And if you look at all of his producing credits, Michael B. Jordan, it looks like he really has been positioning himself to be someone who not only stars in movies but also creates the projects and has been in the behind the scenes of some projects that he's not starred in. He does some really interesting stuff. He did 2 movies. One's called Ken, and a series on Netflix called Raising Dylan. Both concepts where they're about kids who are involved in like high sci-fi kind of high special effects things. Are really things look really cool. So I kind of like his mind and how inventive it is. We haven't seen him direct anything, but like you said and how we mentioned, he's been in the movie industry for 20 years. Like that is a long time to be in the industry. He's helped shepherd Creed into existence. And I'm pretty sure that his involvement in that has been key throughout the entire series. And since he has been the guy who has been a producer on that, it seems that it's just a natural progression for him to actually just direct this movie. Um, I think he's definitely ready for it. I don't know if it's going to be good. I think he's got enough people around him that are good. Like he's got Ryan Coogler, he's got Sylvester Stallone. I'm sure they're both going to be producers on this. Even if Stallone isn't in it, he's definitely going to produce it. And Ryan Coogler, if he's not directing it, he's definitely going to produce it. I think he's got the bones of a really, really like possible knocking it out of the park. But again, it's going to be his first directorial debut. I'm excited for it. I want it to be good, and I really am excited to see what his directing schnapps could be. Right? Like, it's time for us to get our Ben Affleck, but like an African American Ben Affleck who can just like, what if he just knocks it out of the park and just like starts to direct these like massive, really good movies after this? I want that for him. I want that.
I know, because it'd be such a perfect career for him, because he would never have to like you could almost say like he'll never have to do a bad movie again, because he will always have that kind of like freedom for the rest of his life.
For
But
sure.
I really want him to succeed. Watching him as the villain in Black Panther just set that bar for him, and I think it opened all his possibilities to like the sky's the limit. He can do anything from here. So if he wants to direct now, he might as well make the mistakes and just do them now, because we know we're gonna see him on the screen again
For sure.
for something. So like,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think like it's not like it's his last shot to direct and then it's going to be over. No, he's going to get plenty after this. And I think Creed is such a, I always told you like Rockies and Creeds, they have like that template. They have a template that they just do the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? You think life is all good. You think you're rocky, like then things start getting rocky is what I was gonna say, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Things start getting rocky, and then like the loved one comes back and like gives you that extra like umph that you need, and then you climb the steps and then you montage. Like they've all been like the same thing over and over again. So I think like you can't really like you can't really do too much to a template like that. So I think this is good. This is going to be a good time for him to stretch his legs. He's going to be around good company. I think him as a lead is going to be good with Tessa Thompson. Hopefully we'll have Sylvester Stallone in it again, and then like
Yeah.
it's going to be great.
No, yeah. I love the point that you make about him being able to make other movies because of the success of that movie. If it ends up being a really decent movie, it will give Michael B. Jordan even more pedigree to push other projects forward.
Yep.
And I really, really, really want a world where that happens.
Yep.
Like more diversity, more money going to more diversity. And I really hope this is a good movie, and I hope Michael B. Jordan gets a fucking blank check at the end of it to just go off. You know what I mean? Like, Like that would be like that's the best outcome from this for sure. Because that's how that's how like great other movies get made. It's all about diversity and making sure that you give other people a chance to just make them. And like from everything that I've researched about Michael Jordan, he's earned the opportunity.
Yeah.
Like we don't know his directing talents, but his involvement in as many projects as he has been in, and his actual work ethic to make other projects happen, definitely, definitely gives him at the very minimum the pedigree and the chance to do this for sure.
You know, like even right now, he's working on a project, or it's like rumors on IMDb, but like he's completing a project with Ryan Coogler and Danny Boyle. So like even just
Oh
having
yeah.
those two people to guide you in your directing challenges.
Ooh, that looks so good. That sounds so good.
I mean, like, and then he, you know, that the drama that he did, Journal for Jordan, was done by Denzel Washington as a director. So like he has people around him that are not going to let him fail. He has such good credits like around him. So I think it's going to be good. I'm excited. Uh, last thing, fun fact. Uh, Sylvester Stallone used to sleep on the floors of Port Authority in New York, one of the nastiest places, bus stations you could ever see. He used to sleep there until he got money from making a porno to pay his rent, and then he sold Rocky after that, and he regretted making that porno because he's like, I'm gonna get famous now, people are gonna see that porno. He
Yeah.
wasn't actually like, you know, doing it in the porno. Apparently, he was just like the copy guy that says, "Hey, this copier is broken." But like, apparently, like you know that guy, the guy that's just
I'm
there, he's
aware.
like,
I'm aware for sure.
"Copier
I
is
think
broken."
everyone's aware.
I don't, you know, the guy that says, "I don't think that's gonna fix it."
Oh, what's going on here? Excuse me. No, for
Uh,
sure. I hope it's a good movie, man, and I hope Michael B. Jordan gets carte blanche, bro,
yep,
for
it's gonna be
sure.
good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching and/or listening. I'm Arnie.
I'm Andy.
All right, this has been Kinetic Impressions Movie News. We have a podcast. If you're watching us or if you're listening to us, we have a YouTube channel called Kinetic Impressions, available in all of the places. Please like, subscribe, comment, interact with us. Let us know your ideas on Michael B. Jordan's acting potential, sorry, directing potential. And I also have a project called The Arnie Diaz Show, available on YouTube and in all podcasting platforms. Thank you so much for watching.